Hey everyone, thanks for visiting my website and checking out my portfolio. I'd like to walk through a quick behind the scenes for this edit of Lux as 2B from the game Nier Automata, because it represents complex composite projects I offer to clients. Whether you're a cosplayer interested in branding or just someone who wants a special art piece, a composite photo shoot might be right up your alley. So starting off here, we have this lovely shot of Lux in a park here in Washington, DC. To go from this to this, however, we're going to need to add some assets. I started out with this meadow, since it reminds me of a scene in Nier Automata where 2B is contemplating the dystopian world she finds herself in. I then incorporated an abandoned factory into the image to add depth to the composite and to fit the game better. Next, I add some rubble and a lake, and I also added a chunk of broken wall to the foreground to add interest to the image. I then added our first robot to the lake and blended him into it by adding rust and age with textures and lighting. After that, we finally introduce our model. As you can see, Lux absolutely does not blend into the composite image, and this is where a lot of photographers get put off. I've spent years working with expert photographers in LA and elsewhere, honing my abilities to seamlessly incorporate subjects into fantasy landscapes, which you'll see here in a moment. But before that, we introduce a plant to the foreground to give us a better perspective on Lux. Then, I drastically change the lighting and color. Blending images together requires a number of different techniques, and I work with clients to ensure your final product looks as realistic as possible. I also soften the background, adding a more natural depth of field to the image, and conclude with final touches, as well as adding a second robot to the image to close off the white space behind Lux that could easily distract the eye. In total, this project took me around 3.5 hours to complete. If this piqued your interest, I'd welcome you dropping me a line in my Contact Me page and we can discuss your project further. I look forward to working with you.